Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. In this video I'm going to be sharing my favorite chocolate cake recipe with you, and I'll take you step by step on how to bake the best chocolate cake ever. My name is Olufumi Odumuagun and I'm a homemaking enthusiast, and I share different types of homemaking content that can change the trajectory of your home for good. So this chocolate cake recipe I'll be sharing is my favorite because it's really delicious and it's easy to make. No need of mixers or any serious manpower, and you still get very delicious outcomes within a short period of time. Personally, I've made this cake several times for different clients and I've made lots of money from making this cake, and I'm so happy to share this recipe with you. So let's get started. So you can start the process by weighing all that you need for the chocolate cake. This is 400 grams of sugar, this is 220 grams of flour, all-purpose flour, this is 50 grams of cocoa powder, this is 1.5 teaspoon of baking soda, this is 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract, this is 1 cup of buttermilk. So you can get buttermilk in the store, but if you cannot get buttermilk, you can make buttermilk at home by adding 1 tablespoon of white vinegar to 1 cup of milk. And if you also don't have milk at home, you can prepare liquid milk by adding 1/4 cup of dry milk to a cup of water. Then after preparing your liquid milk, you can now add 1 tablespoon of white vinegar to make buttermilk. We have 2 large eggs. If your eggs are not large, I would advise you use 3 eggs if you are using small eggs. Then 115 gram of butter. This is half teaspoon of coffee, and these are my measuring cups and spoon. So let's get started. Like I said earlier, I would advise you weigh all your ingredients before you start, and after weighing your ingredients, you can then coat your baking pans with butter. Then after coating with butter, you lightly add flour to it and coat it just like I have done here. For this recipe, I'll be using 3 6-inch shallow pans. If you have deep pans, you can use just 2 6-inch pans. And if you are a beginner, I'll advise you use foil plate, especially if you just want to eat this at home and enjoy with family. You do not have to buy the baking pans. You can just use foil plates and that would do too. So let's get started. So we're going to add the dry ingredients first into the mixing bowl, and I'll start with my sugar. You can add it in any order, but then you add the flour and then you add the cocoa powder. You add your 1.5 teaspoon of baking soda and you mix properly. You mix until it's all well combined. You can see that I'm not using any mixer, just a regular spatula would do. So now that it is well combined, I will add my wet ingredients. You can add it in any order you like, but I will start with my buttermilk, my butter, melted butter. You can melt your butter in the microwave or on the stove top, depending on what you have. Then my 2 eggs. I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract. You can add as low as just 1 teaspoon. You still get good results if you don't have enough flavor, but I love adding 1 tablespoon. Then you mix all of this together until it is well combined. This is very easy. Before you start mixing, it's good that you boil a cup of water in a jug or in a kettle, because we're going to be adding 1 cup of hot coffee to this mixture, and it's very important that the coffee is hot. You're almost done. Make sure that you scrape all the sides to be sure that you don't have any flour. So using my measuring cup, I'm going to add a cup of water to my half teaspoon of coffee If you don't like coffee at all, you might skip this and just add a cup of hot water. However, I believe that coffee helps to bring out the taste of the chocolate flavor. So once I have this mixed properly, I add this to the mixture and then I combine again. The hot coffee will help to properly allow all ingredients to mix well and allow us to have this very consistent and runny batter. So you mix well until it's all properly mixed and consistent. You see that this is really easy and does not take any time at all, especially when you have measured all your ingredients before starting. So I'm going to leave this recipe in the description box, both in grams and in cups. So in case you do not have a digital scale, you can use cup and spoon measurement and you'll still be able to make the most of this recipe. So now that we have it all combined, we are going to dispense it into our baking pans. Before we do that, it's also important that we preheat our oven to 180 degrees Celsius or 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Preheat your oven. We can then now dispense the batter into our pans. If you are using foils, you do not want to fill this up to the brim. Same with pans, you fill it up to like 3/4 because the cake will rise. Using a spatula helps you to scoop out every bit of the batter into your baking pans. So now we have all the batter in the 3 pans and we'll be taking it to the oven. So we're going to be adding the cakes to the preheated oven. And if you don't have an oven, you can still bake this cake. All you need is a good pot that has a well-fitted lid. And then you need something to serve as a barrier between the bottom of the pot and the pan that has your batter in it. You don't want your pan to be in direct contact with the pot. That might make the cake burn faster. So you could get another baking pan, place it into the pot, and then place the pan with the batter in it and cover. If you don't have another baking pan, you can get a stone, like 3 stones or 4 stones, put them in the pot and just place your pan on those stones. The idea is to not allow your pan to be in direct contact with the bottom of the pot so that the cake does not burn before it gets done. After about 30 to 40 minutes of baking, or when you start to perceive the aroma of the cake, you can bring out the cake and insert a toothpick or a skewer. And if it comes out clean, it means the cake is done. So our cake is done. Then we can place on a cooling rack and allow to cool. So you put them on cooling racks and allow them to cool before you cut them. The cakes have now cooled down and it's time to cut and take a look at what is inside. Look at how moist it is. So we're going to cut through this. This cake is really moist and good. I wish you could have some, but unfortunately I would be having it alone. Take a look at how moist this cake is. This cake is so yummy. Please, if you try this recipe, kindly let me know how it goes in the comment section. I would like to hear from you. Thank you so much for watching this video to the end. If you learned one thing or the other, kindly give me a thumbs up, like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!